We got shut down in March, unfortunately. But I don't know when we're gonna be back. But yeah, we got shut down in March. It was kind of devastating to me. I was pissed because we had a great momentum. Everyone was just working very well with each other. So I just was like, yo, I can't wait to get back to work tomorrow. And then like the day I was about to go to set, my driver is about to pick me up, and they're like, yo, we're shutting down due to COVID situation and stuff like that. And I was just like, damn. Honestly, I saw it coming, but I didn't think it was gonna happen the day like I was on my way to set already. Yeah. But we gotta be safe. So I understand that. But I was definitely disappointed we had to stop filming for sure.
The students here, all they do is party and study. We can make a killing here.
I don't even know you. Can't trust you.
She needs to come home.
You raised that kid?
That boy loves his mother.
This is my legacy.
I felt good. Like it wasn't as long as I thought it may be in process for us to do it, and it was because the idea of Power Book 2, having Courtney be the front runner and spearhead of Power Book 2, it was like her picking up days after the end of Power and starting the whole new thing. But because her team was already in place, we didn't really miss a beat. It's like really, it's coming back, feeling like the second, the next season of Power.
Boy, be very careful.
You're just like your father.
You're not the only one with secrets. You got game.
What have you gotten me into?
I can't fail.
This is my legacy.
Marvel does that. They oversaturate us with, and they are probably got the highest success rate, period. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it's not enough of this. It's not enough Power. That's like, when you see following Power success, you're seeing Empire, you're seeing Snowfall, you're seeing yourself on TV.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And this is network saying that we need this, like our Power. Different networks. So it opens up the doors for all different things to happen. And it's exciting.
How can we trust this kid, Tariq?
I know how to keep him in line.
Is you stupid? Is you dumb? Nigga, is you stupid? Fuck you up. Do you know what the
fuck is going on out here?
Back up. Damn, that's my name.
Get inside, Zeke.
King can handle himself.
And you too valuable to the family.
Go ahead.
This will be squashed in a minute. It's like a dream come true. I'm one of the biggest Power fans ever. So to be a part of the Power universe is like, whoa, I can't even believe it. It's amazing. I'm so grateful.
Hey, yo, let's go.
I'm staying.
Get the fuck out of here, man. I'm not trying to get people to recognize it. I'm trying to make sure that I recognize it, that I work hard at being the best at the opportunities I've been given, at the jobs I've been given. I try not to take them for granted because you have amazing, women like my friends like Taraji and Queen Latifah and Angela Bassett and, just so many women that work so hard for it that I don't want to be a singer that got a job and didn't, earn it, So I just want to always make sure that I remind myself of, being the best, I just want to be the best. I want to be great at it. That's all.
The students here, all they do is party and study. We can make a killing here.
I don't even know you. Can't trust you.
She needs to come home.
You raised that kid?
That boy loves his mother.
Well, acting is definitely in the forefront, but music is not way back here. It's right there. It's something that I know my fans love. They're like, oh, yeah, all right, man, we love you as an actress, but we need that music. So, I have to I have to make sure I have to take care of my fans.
Okay.
Tasha St. Patrick had a plan, and she executed it. She duped her lover, Quentin Wallace, into driving her to the scene of the crime. She waited until her husband turned off all the cameras at Truth, and she calmly pulled the trigger.
And I think they're still trying to figure that out, like protocol-wise. But you're right, Power had some amazing sex scenes and just steamy hotness. And there will still be intimacy and things going down in Ghost, trust me. But before that, a lot of that was shot before COVID. We have things that may need to shift now because intimacy, you know, with all the things, you do have to kind of just monitor the safety and protect people, protect us, the actors and the crew. So I don't know, but you will still get some good loving, trust.
She showed premeditation with malice aforethought. She even had a scapegoat all lined up in case she got caught. She committed first-degree murder, and she deserves no bail.
She thought he was going to kill her, Your Honor.
Can the defense prove that James St. Patrick made such a threat?
Well, you got a chance to know all of us, really. Tommy, Ghost, Tasha, Tariq. I mean, Councilman Tate and his craziness. You will get to see, I mean, although it does feel different. Ghost, played by, my big brother, Omari Hardwick, who's like still a great friend of mine. It took a while to adjust. I wouldn't say pressure, but definitely a sense of responsibility to carry the torch on. The fact that Tasha lives, I was just like, whoa, thank goodness I made it, Jesus. So I'm cool, but I definitely do feel, it's a different show, and it's going to touch a whole new generation, which is Tariq and him being in that college world and how you can have power in that space as well. But don't be surprised if you see some of our old familiar faces. Tommy's not dead, and there's a lot of other people that may pop up. So,
Tasha St. Patrick, you're under arrest for the murder of James St. Patrick.
Tariq, listen to me. Go to school. Live your life.
Your Honor, James St. Patrick was a monster of untold proportion.
Maybe your father. He was a complicated man.
Ma, we need to get you a lawyer.
What I need is for you to concentrate.
So I think what we're seeing is race is at the center of this election. There's no other way around it. When you look at the recent events, when you look at the protests, race is right in the middle of this. And I think for a lot of voters, especially African Americans and other people of color, right now they're saying we don't see us supporting anyone aside from Joe Biden, right? What are our options? And so right now, what a lot of activists are really doing is trying to take this moment and push Biden to create various comprehensive policies to really get at the heart of the issues that are facing Black Americans in this country. So, I think we have seen Joe Biden address the COVID-19 pandemic in ways that we have yet to really see the president. And what I mean by that is Biden has come out and talked about how systemic racism and structural inequity has really been the driving factor for a lot of what we've seen in regard to who has been impacted most, whether that's health-wise or even the fact that Black businesses and other businesses owned by people of color are bearing the brunt of the economic impact of this, right? So
a lot of people are saying, all right, the time has come not just for a woman, but for a Black woman. Black women were extremely important to nominating Joe Biden. They've long been the most consistent anchor of a very diverse Democratic coalition.
Thank you. Nice to see you.
They say that Black women are, as Bill referenced, among the most, if not the most loyal voting Bloc within the Democratic Party. And a lot of Black women in this moment are saying, okay, we have showed up to support the Democratic Party for years now. When will we get something in return? And what a lot of them want is to see a Black woman in this spot. But also the impetus behind it, they're saying that in this moment, Joe Biden frankly needs a Black woman to help him navigate these challenges that we're facing right now in America when it comes to race.
It's hard to have perspective on this moment when I'm so in the middle of it. And I really look forward to being able to look back on it a couple of years from now and kind of unpack all of this. But you know, I recognize as I've been looking back over the last 10 years, you know, and and just what kind of brought me to this point, and all the people, it's the people who have been involved that really made this happen. And I realized that I found myself saying the same thing over and over again. You know, a lot of the roles that have meant so much to me and that have helped give me this platform were roles that I never really thought I could play or should play, and I think maybe other people didn't necessarily think that either. And I realized that at so many different points along the way, a lot of people said yes to me. A lot of people said yes when they didn't necessarily have a reason to. You know, I work really hard. I love what I do. But a lot of people took big leaps in faith on me. And that's not a privilege that everyone is afforded. And so I'd really love, sorry, it's early. I'd really love to be able to use this company as a way to be the people who can say yes to great projects and great ideas and exciting artists who maybe haven't had that opportunity yet. Or to be able to say yes in different ways, you know, to be able to say yes to the sort of below the line folks in building out our crews. We're in early days, but that's certainly a major goal of this company.
Nice to know that people haven't forgotten me. You haven't forgotten me. My kids have completely forgotten me. They've gotten very jaded having a mother in show business. I showed up the other day, my daughter pointed to her diaper and said, "Sweetie, would you get this?" Then she lit her cigarette, refilled her daiquiri bottle, and fired her agent. Now both her parents are in the biz. Oh yeah, this is what happens when you leave. Remember the first time? In case you don't know, this club is owned by my, again, soon-to-be ex-husband, Joel Maisel. And I am here tonight to say, that half's mine. I'm kidding. Always take the side with the bathroom. Joel is a great father. And I just wanted to get up here and tell him that because we had a little tiff earlier this week about our son. Our 5-year-old just got into collegiate, and it costs so much we have to sell him for parts to get the tuition. My daughter is watching this process very nervously. It's so hard to raise kids when you are married. It's really hard to raise kids when you're divorced. But it's not that hard to raise them when their dad's a great guy.
Yeah, when I read the script, one of my responses to it was thinking, I have to get really fit. And I think I knew that it wasn't so much just sort of physically fit, it's sort of like a kind of Nolan stamina you need, which is something about resilience, but also you have to be very mentally fit, acting-wise, and then physically you have to be able to repeat sequences. So you're kind of faced with this formidable pair of brains, really, filmmaker and DP, who are just creating with rapid speed this incredibly detailed world. So the whole thing is sort of like a whirlwind, really. And I think for me, psychologically, shooting this movie, it sort of feels like, it felt like we fell into like a wormhole, like a Christopher Nolan alternate Freudian slip dimension, and came up the other end of it and created something that asked, I guess, sort of all of your faculties really to be functioning all the time. And I suppose that as an actor, that's sort of, without really knowing that's what you're looking for that kind of challenge, because it does really push you.
Moed Entertainment.